People of the internet, Joe Rogan is losing his media empire one view at a time, one listen at a time. And today I'm going to show you how his media empire is crumbling even more than it already is. But first, I want to recap yesterday in case you didn't know, and I want to give you the evidence here. Yesterday, Joe Rogan lost his #1 spot on Spotify to the Mel Robbins podcast. Well, today he has overtaken it on Spotify, but overall on all listening places, things, programs, apps, Joe Rogan is still #2. And see, here's what you got to understand about this podcast situation, and goes, oh, well, he's still #1, but he used to have over 10 million listens. He's down 30% here, which means he's lost anywhere from 2 to 4 million viewers. And so now he no longer has a commanding lead. Now he's fighting to keep a lead. You see Crime Junkie is in #1 at 7.1, and Joe Rogan has 6.6 million. Well, if he had over 10 million, you could see that's a drastic loss, and Joe Rogan is free falling. You don't see any of these other podcasts here with quite the drastic loss as Joe Rogan. The highest being 12% from an NPR show. So this is pretty significant. And in the comments yesterday, someone said, well, they all went to YouTube. He's back on YouTube now. And I thought to myself, I thought you'd never ask. So now we go to Social Blade and check out Joe Rogan's YouTube stats. Now, I'm not saying he's not making a lot of money, and anybody, quite frankly, would die for these numbers. But when you're the top and you're short like Joe Rogan, that automatically means you have an ego. And if you're on the top and you're slipping, he's no longer overall on top. He may be overall on Spotify podcasts, but he's not the top podcast anymore, as I have shown you. And it appears that those that went to YouTube didn't really, because as you can see, over the last 33 days, Joe Rogan has gone down 33%. He is 33% down in new subscribers. It's crazy, right? And then for views here, Joe Rogan is 24% down in views, which means he is losing millions of views on YouTube, and he's losing millions of downloads and listens on Spotify, which is just majillions of people leaving Joe Rogan. Now, people, you thought to yourself, it's not that bad, he's rich, but listen, rich people already have money. We all know that. They don't worry about money. So what do they want? Power, control, social status, and Joe Rogan is losing his power. Now, here's the interesting thing about all of this, and you say, well, you just like watching his downfall. You're goddamn right. Who doesn't? Because you're here too. And I mean, do we not have reality shows for a reason? Everyone loves a good train wreck. But what I want to tell you is what will really, really, really be interesting is how Joe Rogan responds. Is he going to dig in deeper, go behind, like when he's attacked, is he going to go in the corner and become more of a conservative? And I want to point out here that I'm not playing any liberal. I'm not liberal or conservative. I think both of y'all are stupid. And if I did vote, I know who I voted for, and it wasn't the liberal side, okay? So don't put this whole thing into political. I am just stating the numbers because I want you to know that people didn't leave Joe Rogan just because of political things. A lot of people did. The problem with today's society, and I want to tell you this because it's fucking obnoxious, is if you say anything, someone's got to put you on the right or the left. You just can't have an opinion anymore that you have an opinion. It's like you having a right, oh, you're right wing, oh, you're left wing, you're liberal, you're MAGA. It's like, shut the fuck up. I have an opinion, and I didn't think about Donald Trump or Kamala Harris before I had the fucking opinion, okay? So just get your shit. It doesn't matter. This is just the facts. I don't like Joe Rogan, not because of his political stance. I think it's really annoying. I don't like Joe Rogan because at the end of the day, after everything he preached, he sold out. He was a sellout. He was always a sellout, and he was selling us out so he could get rich. And it's fine. That's what people do. But if you make me believe that you're not one, just tell me you're a sellout right from the get-go. Then, if I give you my money, like, shame on me. But you didn't. You pretended you were something different. Now, Joe Rogan, people are recognizing that you're something different, that you didn't become or do or whatever that you preach. You preach some shit and then you took the corporate dollar at the end of the day. I'm not cool with that, and neither are the millions leaving your show. So people, please, before you comment, look at the data, because emotions don't trump data. Feelings, you doing something, does not trump the analytics. The analytics are concrete evidence to what I am telling you. Your opinions, your little emotions, your desire to put me in the right or the left don't matter, but the data and the analytics do. And you know what they say? People are getting tired of Joe Rogan, like I predicted, and here we are with some concrete data that trump your emotions all the time.
Do you like to bang? Don't stay.